I told you I didn't. This is unjust. I may have said I wouldn't give up, but I never said I'd break curfew. I never set foot anywhere near the gates of Nampo or Bambawi. I have no idea myself. This is absurd, and yet I couldn't be happier. Though I've been framed and put behind bars, it seems like the heavens are really on our side, Dulce.
What are you talking about? Stop beating around the bush and tell us.
I overheard some of the constables talking earlier. That the voice of Byokye, true to our philosophy, we have gotten through to the capital.
Are you serious?
Yes, it finally worked. Can you imagine how overjoyed I was? I don't know who did it, but our petition was delivered. And that's why I'm sitting here under false accusation. They're sending the striped folk tiger slayers to Bambawi Valley. What are you doing standing around? You must go and welcome them.
I don't feel right leaving you here.
Go on. They'll have arrived in Dalbol by now.
Look! It's the striped folk! Shh! Be quiet, son.
A troop of tigers that hunt their own kind? We, the Tebek troops, will recapture the base of Bambawi and punish the brutal tiger they call Sangoon!
General, Sangoon is the guardian of these lands.
Old man Mansu, how could the so-called guardian of these lands harm its people? We have pledged to remove him from his position.
He was right. The striped folk tiger slayers really came down from the capital. Maybe the heavens truly are on our side today. That old man and the tiger slayers captain. The way they were staring each other down was something else. What could have happened between them? Let's go find out. The jade orb that Lady Yonhua gave us. It should have accumulated enough resentment by now. Do you think we'll be able to get the artifact from the Tiger Palace then? To do that, we should figure out who that old man is first. Of course, I, Dulce, knew this would happen. So I've already gone and found out what the Dalbol villagers would want as gifts.
One should never use the term masterpiece lightly. Use it only once in a lifetime. Don't touch the ceramics. Eyes only. Some of these are quite priceless, so...
My, you must have been hungry. Would you like some kimchi to take home? I know Maksun's cookbop is our main selling point, but I make the kimchi. Oh dear, that's not how you eat Talbol cookbop! A dash of kimchi juice gives it the perfect flavor. Just between you and me, I can't stand the sight of that old man. Why do you think those Changi came to this village in the first place? If he had helped us, we would have beaten the broth out of him in no time. He knows these mountains better than anyone else. Yet he despises those who took up arms in the mountains. I mean, He has no family to protect, so why would he want to help us? Oh dear, that's not how you eat talbolgukbap! A dash of kimchi juice gives...
One should never, if you don't want to break.
My friends call...
Excuse me? Say one bad thing about my furniture, and we are done.
Take a look around. Every bit of furniture in the Honorable Chue's home.
I know Maksun. My cookbap is just as good as Maksun's. Come on in and try a bowl.
If you don't want, one should never use the term masterpiece. Like the old man from earlier, that man never comes down from the mountain. But I figured he wouldn't miss this chance to see his son, but he didn't even say a word to him. Ugh. What do you mean, which mountain? Mount Tebek, that's which. Don't touch the ceramics.
My friends call me No Chill. Take a look around. Oh, you mean that man with the bellowing voice? He's a kind man. And it pains me to see how much he's been through. His respect for Sangun surpasses the heavens. But from what I heard, he lost his wife to Sangun. And his son left to join the Tiger Slayers to take revenge. My friends call me No Chill.
I found some information too. Apparently he's one hell of a stubborn old man. And I heard he's close with a Bidagongduk couple. Also, this is a secret, but they say he had a thing for the old lady back in the day. So let's bring old lady Bidagongduk when we visit him. I'm sure she'll be willing, since we helped send off the Mudong Wraith and Songakshi. From what I hear, this man knows more about Sangun than anyone in this country. How great would it be to prevent any more deaths and save Sangun as well? His reign as guardian may have been brief, but I'm sure everyone knows who he was. They've merely forgotten his good deeds. If we bring the old lady with us, I'm sure he'll help us out. Traveler, make sure to bring her. I'll head over first and let the old man know.
What brings you all the way here? Are you hungry? Should I cook up a meal for you? Oh, right. She performed some kind of ritual in the morning. Then she left, saying that she had to meet you at the hunter's house. Careful while you're running. Don't hurt yourself, and come visit again soon.
Sangun is the guardian of this land. All the people of Donghae province live under his grace. You appeared in the old lady's dreams to have her come look for me all the way out here with the help of the striped folk generals. You reclaimed the base in just a day. All there's left for you to do is fight by their side, no? So why are you here looking for me?
I heard that you've served Sangun your entire life. Why are you so indifferent to this situation? They could have infiltrated the Tiger Palace within a day.
You're here to mock me. Just go on your way. Do young folk like you have nothing better to do?
No, that's not what I was getting at. I was thinking that maybe we could soothe Sangun's anger and live together in harmony? I heard that the human captain of the Tebek troops is your son. Without knowledge of these mountains, they're at the mercy of tiger attacks.
The generals are here, so what do you have to worry about? Come on, let's get going.
Oh boy, this won't do. Here, take it. It's a green plum. They'll kick you out if you crawl into the base without any proof of what you're capable of. This plum, its luring aroma will lure out the Changi. Surely taking some down will get you in to see the captain. Meanwhile, I'll try to persuade the old man.
Look, old lady. Your husband is going to rock the legs off his chair waiting for you. Come, I'll take you back.
did a mere civilian like you make it here alone? You're quite adept at dodging and weaving around, huh?
There's no time for the tale of it. Let's head back to the base. The scum are starting to gather again.
Look, once we make it back to the base, you better beg Captain Tessu's forgiveness for trespassing.
I fuck.
I once hunted a tiger slayer.
Make sure to pronounce. Don't be fooled by appearances. We're not.
I'm Jotesu. I shall punish the tiger Sangun and bring peace and prosperity to the Donghae province. So it's you, the one with the guts to rampage through the Valley of Death. Killing a few Changi won't earn you a spot in the Tebek troops. This isn't just some hunting party that anybody can join. Leave Mount Tebek this instant. Then perhaps I'll refrain from holding you accountable for jeopardizing our mission. What are you doing? Send this interloper back to Dalbo. What's that got to do with me? I'm not interested in any artifacts. All I care about is toppling Sangun off his throne. And it seems you have some kind of ties to that old man. Yes, the man who lives in that shack near the Bambawi entrance. The one with the audacity to stand in the way of our troops. Tell that man that even if it leads to my death, I'll have Sangun's blood poured into his skull and presented to the royal court before I depart from this world.
Sangun!
You want a tiger to call? The aroma of tea. Looks like your gear took a beating. Looks like...
You there. Captain Ahong is looking for you. You really got through to him.
They say stubbornness is a disease that cannot be cured, and such is the case for Captain Tessu. Please leave. You won't find what you want here. Are you asking why we are not making any more progress? The mountain is stained with Songun's resentment, so we can no longer read its terrain. This mountain, in our eyes, is the dark, gaping mouth of a demon. Yes, we need the help of that man, especially as his fate seems to be intertwined with that of Sangun. If only we could have him meet with Sangun. But overcoming Captain Tessu's stubbornness is no easy task. That's the Chaser's signal. Captain Tessu has succeeded. Let us go. Prove to him your prowess. Captain! Captain Tessu is in critical condition. I've never seen a wound like this.
Captain Ahong! Was that really a Chungi? It didn't look like a ghost. Or a human. It's only ever shown glimpses of itself to startle us, but it's never actually attacked us like this before.
I'm not sure what it's thinking myself. But there's one thing for certain. From now on, we'll have to face off against enemies we've never seen before.
Captain Ahong, Old Lady Birigongduk has brought Old Man Mansu to the base.
Old Man Mansu? Why?
Old Lady Birigongduk. She must have sensed something was urgent.
Take the corpses of our soldiers and prepare the tiger victims' funeral rites. Captain Tessu's life is in danger. We must hurry back to the base.
The charm. The charm's power. The Dongsan god has shown me a vision. A dark energy seeping over from Mount Tebek into Body Forest.
Granny, take a deep breath first and tell us slowly. Did you foresee the birth of a new Changi?
Yes, that's what I saw. A Changi that no longer serves the tiger. And the Changi you saw back in the cave, his name is Deho.
Changi have names now? Wait, hold on. Deho. Huh? I think I've heard that name before.
Yes, Mr. Park's son, Deho. It seems that he failed to withstand the energy of the Changi and was swallowed whole. A Changi is the pure soul of a person transformed into an evil spirit within the belly of a tiger. But sometimes, if the tiger fails to swallow the soul entirely, the soul departs this world, leaving only the flesh behind. I've only read about it in books. Never in my life have I seen it for myself. I couldn't imagine how frightening it would be.
Then, whatever must we do?
All evil spirits will unleash their resentment upon the living world. Here, this is where the soul rests. The wound that Changi Deho left on Tesu is piercing through it. If the place where the soul rests becomes infected, Tesu will wake as a walking corpse. Just like Deho, he will unleash his wrath upon the people.
Please, tell us if there's anything we can do.
Yes, there is. However, there is something you must know first. Old Man Mansu, is this not your son? Like I said before, there is no soul in Tesu's body. This child's soul must be wandering the roads to the netherworld. There's a chance that we can rein his soul back in. If we fail, he will return as a walking corpse. No form of spirit arts can stop a walking corpse without a soul. If that were to happen, could you kill your son with your own hands? Stay by his side, so that he can find his way back up that netherworld path. And if Tesu wakes up, tell him. You must tell him the truth about that day. You cannot put this off any longer. Captain Ahong, come with me to carry out the tiger victim funeral rite. I must hear more about the Changi Deho as we do so. As for you, head down this path to the mountainside tavern. Tell the auntie there that you found Deho.
Tiger attacks are on the rise, so why not just stay the night? It's not a good idea to walk around Tebek when it's so dark. Are you the Tiger Slayers? No? What are you doing here amidst all this chaos? I'd love to make you a hot bowl of kukbap, but these tiger attacks are thinning the customers and my pockets. I don't even have the ingredients for soup. To be honest, when the tigers began to act up, I figured my life was near its end. Since I couldn't leave this place, I resigned myself to that fate. But I guess I didn't look like I'd make a tasty meal, so I'm still here. just quietly living on. On our wedding night, my husband suddenly collapsed and died, just like that. The townsfolk hurled insults at me, calling me a parasite on his soul. I had no choice but to run away. It's been 15 years already. It's quiet here, with nobody to talk behind your back. All the guests who come here are in need of my help, so I really like this little tavern. I'll hold on to this house until my death. People come and go, then come and go again. Isn't that what a tavern is? And in the midst of all these passing faces, I met them. Some time ago, there was a father and 2 sons who visited rather frequently. The boys lost their mother early and grew up under their father's care. The elder son's name was Deho, meaning big tiger. Their father named him so, hoping he would live with the vigor of a tiger. This family used to come here to gather wild herbs in the spring, and they came to catch fish in the stream during the summer. In the fall, they lent a hand helping out at the tavern. And in the wintertime, they brought cute little bamboo sprouts as gifts. Before I knew it, Deho was all grown up and brought home a young lady, saying he wanted to marry her. It was only then that I realized that to him, I had become something like a mother. And that was how we became family. And we thought we would live out the rest of our days as happy as we were. But on the day the first tiger attack happened, old Lady Birigongdok showed up to our house out of nowhere. She said that the name Deho was too strong and would bring bad luck, and that we must change it or something terrible would happen. I thought it was ridiculous at first, so I rebuked her words as nonsense in front of the children. The first one to be eaten by the tiger was Deho's younger brother, who in turn became a Changi that lured his father to the tigers. That's why no one associates with victims of tiger attacks. Those who become Changi sacrifice everyone they knew to spare their own lives. Deho was devastated. His wedding was canceled and everything fell apart. In the end, Deho left to seek revenge. He said he'd tear out Sangun's heart, claiming it would make all the Changi disappear, once and for all. I haven't heard back from him since. But you said you found Deho? If so, then something must have gone terribly wrong. This is all my fault. I couldn't bear to lose Deho. The day Deho left, I went to old Lady Birigongdok. I fell to my knees and begged her for a charm that would ensure Deho's safe return home. The old lady told me that she would, but that it could lead to serious consequences. That if Deho's soul can't reach the netherworld safely, then there is no way to foretell what his body left in this world would become. So, if that kind child has turned into something horrible, it would be because I insisted on something I should have never...
Don't blame yourself, dearie. I didn't have enough experience with that charm to bring out its full power.
Old lady! What must I do now? All I wish is for him to rest his eyes in peace.
Deho's soul still lingers in this world, though only by a thin string. We have little time, I fear, as it is gradually growing more vicious.
This was the first time he attacked us Tiger Slayers. Before, he'd always appeared only briefly from a distance and disappeared.
You're still with us because Deho was protecting his dear mother. That boy has been keeping other Changi at bay. So let's help him pass on as the Deho we know, before he loses himself and turns into a monster.
give in so easily? Is it even possible?
It is possible indeed. Deho still has a bit of his soul left in him. And from what you've said, Dose, Deho must come to the Tiger Mask ritual on his own 2 feet.
I too had a sibling I had to bid farewell to when I was young. It may not seem it, but brotherly love is as deep as the Dragon King's domain. Let's see here. They said the tiger attack started from the younger brother. So if we dig deeper into that, there must be something.
Desa, Deho's younger brother, was found near the seaside of Body Forest.
You mean a tiger came all the way to the seaside? That's strange. Body Forest has a strong umbral energy, so tigers don't usually go there.
Younggung, can you gather Desok's belongings if he left any behind?
Yes, I'll look inside the house, and you can look around the house. That immature child buried all his treasures underground, and I couldn't possibly throw them away.
Have you found them? Let's see what we have here. Don't these belong to the Pungmul troop? Quite ominous, I'd say. Younggung, can you explain?
The Pungmul troop stayed for a bit in Byot County. He learned some things from them and got acquainted. The Pungmul troop are probably already somewhere else. He did mention a friend he made there. His name was Namsuk, I believe. He even got that puppy Mungdori from Namsuk. Namsuk is from Byot County, so it shouldn't be too difficult to find him.
Namsok, that poor child. Since the day a tiger killed Tesok, his friend.
He completely lost his mind. Kept blaming himself for his friend's death. Didn't eat for days. Worrying his father to pieces.
He didn't even show up to school, his favorite part of the day. Oh, his house? It's over there in that direction.
Traveler, just thinking about it gives me all kinds of concern. Changing his mind seems nearly impossible. You should head there first. I just thought of a great idea. I'll be back soon.
His father kept telling him it wasn't his fault, but he wouldn't listen nor speak. He refuses to explain why he thinks it's his fault.
If only I didn't convince him to run that errand with me. I don't want to answer questions about Daesok. Huh? It's Mongdori! Mongdori, oh, how I've missed you!
Namsok, I may not be smart, but I know for a fact that you aren't to blame for what happened. Adults are to blame for all the tragedies of this world. Please share your story. For Mongdori, no, for your friend Daesok.
Actually, I hear my friend Daesuk's voice every night, and it drives me crazy. He says that it's too cold and painful. Well, the Pungmul troop from Nampo asked us to run an errand for a large sum of money. It didn't seem too difficult. All they wanted us to do was carry a box to the seaside as they did their performance. But I was a coward and ran away from them. I didn't realize at first because the music was so loud. But from within the box, I could hear a beast. I was instantly terrified and couldn't move an inch. But curiosity got the best of me, and I peeked inside the box.
You peeked? What did you see?
It was a tiger cub. My mother passed away a long time ago, but she used to always say, having a tiger in the house will cause nothing but trouble. Her words came back to me and I ran away in panic, leaving my friend alone.
Namsuk, you poor child. I can't imagine all the emotional burden. With Desok being the victim of that mother tiger's rage. But why hide a tiger cub with the Pungmul troop when they had to travel all the way from Nampo to Butte County?
Because it's no ordinary tiger cub. They must have stolen little Sangoon.
They did what? How could they do such a thing? Surely they'll be punished.
According to Captain Ahong, the traces of little Sangoon have long been gone from the Tiger Palace. Looking back, I myself haven't felt the energy of little Sangoon ever since the tiger attacks first began.
This is the log monitoring the Changi, Deho. There was one thing I found suspicious. He only appeared when the chasers were present. Now I understand why.
The sound of the chasers banging their kengwari must have reminded him of his younger brother. That is why we're to hold a tiger mask ritual to call forth the soul of Desok, Deho's younger brother. Heartbreaking though it may be, Desok must have been freed from his servitude to Sangoon since he sacrificed his father. What we need is something that can speak to his soul, one that will awaken the remaining piece that is still Deho. The stories of Sangoon, who lost his cub, and the story of Deho, who lost his little brother, shall be interwoven. The ones who shall suffer and be punished are the ones who caused tragedy after tragedy. Desok and little Sangoon could have become friends, like the warriors who stood before Sangoon at the Tiger Palace. I trust in the kind heart of Deho. Please go to Captain Ahong and make preparations for the ritual. And Namsuk, as an old lady, I need your help. Why don't we have some dried persimmon while we take a walk?
Dried persimmon? Of course!
And Namsuk, as an old lady, I need your help. Why don't we have some...
He always appears in front of the chasers. So let's get changed into Pungmul troop uniforms. The ritual is about to begin. We'll wait until it reaches its peak. Old Man Monsu, now it's your turn. This is your last chance to make peace with your son.
I am aware. I will protect the child. Let's take him to where the Tiger Mask ritual will take place.
The old lady will tell you where to find the right amount of wind and water after observing the energies of the sun, moon, and earth. Please gather some materials required for the ritual while we change into the uniforms.
is on board with us, then he'll receive judgment in the netherworld. Well done. That couldn't have been an easy decision to make. Deciding to risk it all to help him leave this world as human.
Appearances don't matter. It's the heart that counts.
Now, if Deho is on board with us, then he'll receive judgment in the netherworld. Do you hear that? The sound of the Kengwari. It seems like Captain Ahong's Pungmul troop has succeeded in bringing Deho nearby. Please be patient until the ritual reaches its climax.
You underestimate my power? You think walking upright makes me human? I am the wraith that haunts this mountain! I'll devour your souls! And so, now, finally, it has begun.
I can feel some weight off my shoulders a little bit. I hope he's found peace in the netherworld.
We can also see the mountains now. The veil of darkness has been lifted. However, it's a bit too early to let our guard down. The mountains are reacting to his death.
We gotta head back to the base, but...
Granny Death, please, let our Deho receive the judgment of the King of the Netherworld. Please, let him be reborn. He doesn't need to remember me, but please let him return this time as my real son.
We gotta head back to the base, but...
Autumn leaves of Tebek call out, and we return its call with a roar. Dried persimmon on our lips, the taste like honey, it yet lingers on. Deho, my brother, set vengeance aside, and let your foolish heart forgive all instead. All your sorrows will leave them behind, and endlessly our friendship will grow.
You've taken down the Changi that was Deo. Looks like we've won this battle. We must repay our debt of gratitude.
Tesu, are you okay? Is there still any lingering energy from the Changi?
Feeling better than ever. We can head out to the Tiger Palace this instant.
No, Tesu. We can't do that yet. Not until you fulfill your filial duty.
What the heck are you talking about? Filial duty? You mean my father?
How do you think he managed to survive? It's all thanks to your old man who pulled through with the ritual despite his age. So stubborn. But the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, it seems. I asked your father to come meet you here, but he still won't budge.
My father. He seemed to have been born for Mount Tebek. Or rather, for Sangun. He praised Sangun to those who climbed Mount Tebek, and guided them safely on the path from tiger attacks. Sometimes, Sangun and my father sat side by side on top of Bombawi, and watched the sunset sink behind the mountain. As a child, I both feared and revered Sangun. One morning, during a winter storm, my mother passed away while I had left the house for a brief moment. Her body bore the clear marks of a tiger attack. That's when I saw Sangun disappearing into the distance. I drew my bow immediately, but my arrow fell short. I was overcome with rage and sorrow, and I collapsed, weeping loudly. Just then, my father arrived. He lifted my chin and slapped me across the face. He said, "How dare you draw your bow at Sangun?"
Have you completely lost your mind, Father? Mother is dead because of a tiger attack! Your wife died in her home, torn to pieces by a tiger, while you were busy serving those damn tigers!
This is heaven's will, which cannot be opposed. You're my son. Why can't you realize this?
Damn this house! Damn this family! Enough of this mountain guy job! I'm quitting!
That man said that I had committed a sin for threatening the Mountain Lord. I felt sick to the core after hearing those words. And I cut all ties to my father. I still can't understand how he could spout such nonsense. After having lost his one and only wife, gnawed to bits by a tiger, and now that fool saved me from the Changi's grasp? Perhaps that too was the will of the great and almighty Sangun.
Tesu, all children have a duty to respect their parents. Don't be like this. Go find your father and hear the truth of that day.
The truth? Sure. I'm sure there were things that were left unsaid. But what about the bruise he left on my heart when I was just a child?
Hey! Hey! There's been an incident. Old Man Mansu has been taken by government officials.
Huh? What are you talking about? For what? What could he have possibly done?
Tesu, let's go to the government office first. Then we can head to the Tiger Palace. Got it? What are you doing here?
Shouldn't you be at the base camp? I'm sorry I dragged you into this.
How dare you interfere with the Sato's interrogation!
Sheesh, what's the rush? Hold on a minute. What kind of crime could old man Mansu possibly have committed? He's lived his entire life up in the mountains.
What are you doing here?
Oh, and now you're to defend the guilty? Joe Mansu here has committed 2 crimes.
What do you...
The defendant conspired with Beyond the Butcher to illegally breed and distribute snakes. Therefore, the licensed snake catcher starved for days. He was greedy and only concerned with satisfying his own needs at everyone else's expense.
Your lordship, I'm not trying to protect the defendant. It's just that I just can't let some things stand as truth when they aren't. This person here doesn't have a greedy bone in his body. He's got no money, and he's never even bought his own wife a ring. He's just a mountain guide who has worshipped Sangun for his entire life. Why would he suddenly develop the desire to prey on people?
Tessu! How... What are you doing here?
Well, of course there's a witness. Joe Mansu, do you know these people?
I certainly do remember them. They were the ones who not only poached all the snakes in Donghae Province, they also went as far as catching and selling all the snakes in Bade Forest.
Oh my! What did he just say? Does that mean that the snake I had, it wasn't a snake that had drunk the blessed water?
Why, you rotten old man. Your Honor, he's the one. He's the one who told us to get lost. That Mount Tebek was his domain.
You're saying he was forgetting his duty in crossing the line? And that he was trying to hog all the snakes of Donghae Province for his own sake?
You snake hunter scoundrels! How dare you speak lies? Aren't you afraid of the heavens? Feasting on ill-gotten gains from secret deals. Mark my words. I'm fully aware of your schemes.
Additionally, Joe Mansu violated the curfew order. I heard the petition of the scholar from Byoke was delivered to the capital at night. Everyone in Donghae Province knows that you are the only person who has mastered the paths of Mount Tebek. Who else but you would dare to cross the mountain teeming with tigers at midnight?
A petition? I've never heard of this. I live only for the mountain and know nothing of a petition.
Youngum, if what you claim is true, then you were not involved in our dispatch. We are a special forces unit that operates independently of the king's orders, which means preventing tiger attacks is the most important thing for this country. And how is it that we weren't called upon until recently? Was the curfew imposed to prevent anyone from calling us? And that implies that there's something we Stripe folk should be blind to regarding the happenings of Donghae Province.
General!
You're mistaken, General Ahong. The curfew was announced publicly in relation to the criminal investigation of Moodle Village. And if I'm honest, it was to prevent the spread of the Odukshini. You must know the Odukshini, they're like a contagious disease. Furthermore, the reason for not calling upon the Stripe folk was not intentional, but rather because you are His Majesty's personal guard. The Black Death looms once again, while Lord Bunghuang still slumbers on Mount Ashi. Who will protect our frail king, if not you? And General, I, Yi Doksu, am the Lieutenant General of the Donghae Province. As soldiers of His Majesty, it is also your duty to follow my orders and guidance. Listen up, Tiger Slayers! Entrance to the Tiger Palace is now prohibited. Until further notice, everyone should prepare to return to their homes.
Your lordship, the Changi who serves as Sangun's right hand has been defeated. If Sangun's powers have weakened, what are we waiting for?
You've always been a man of spirit, Tesu. That's why I like you. But you grew up alone, having to fight for everything you have. I'm sure you haven't forgotten how you've had to earn your place. I have high expectations of you, and I'm always watching. The dispatch was unexpected, and our budget is already tight. Even if we were to ask the people to help accommodate you, there would be more emaciated villagers than dead tigers. I will soon decide how to best utilize you. Be patient and have faith in me.
Your lordship, please withdraw your order!
Please, be reasonable! Withdraw your order, your lordship! We don't know if it was because of the tiger attacks, but the cries have not stopped throughout the Donghae province. From Gumiho, the Songakshi, the Nduokshini, and even the Gusensei. Even the Bamboo Legion, protectors of this land, have turned their backs on us. However, at some point, the crying finally began to subside. Pambawi Valley is the only tear-soaked land that remains. To bring peace back to our lands. To send down the Stripe Folk. Isn't that the will of the king?
Yeah, that's right! We can hold on a little longer!
Hey, Stripe Folk, whatever you need of us, we believe in you!
We can feed the bellies of our Stripe Folk! What's a little hunger to us?
When did you all? I'm giving you 3 days. Take care of it. I've heard a lot about you. Impressive. I've never seen you in person. Strange. I feel like we've met somewhere before. But that would be impossible. I'm aware of your contributions. Let's have a drink together soon. I'll be looking forward to it.
Captain Ahung said that someone is going to be watching us. That the sound of the waterfall is going to mute everything we say. The young gun tried to drag my father into this case with Mr. Byun, the butcher. I kept wondering why. Why him? I was already investigating Mr. Byun. I have an idea as to his whereabouts and what he's been up to. Strangely enough, it seems he's recently run off. But he's probably still within the province.
Come to think of it, why did the Hyungam try to drag Mr. Byun into this? He seemed like a quiet guy who just minded his own business.
It was the first day the Yungam of the East gathered his troops in Bambawi Valley. It was the day right after the annual Grand Town ceremony. They say people were reporting tiger attacks ever since then. And that means something must have happened during the ceremony. So I started looking into people who were there. And strangely, every single one of them either died, became Changi, or had taken off to some place. She said she remembered an accident, but she didn't remember anything else. She was in the middle of praying. Next thing she knows, she's waking up in her home. When she asked the people about what happened, they said that she had lost consciousness, and that Sangoon fainted shortly after. I thought that there would be at least one person who was still alive besides the old lady.
Huh? But what made Mr. Byun run away? And why is Old Man Mansu being brought into the picture alongside him?
My father has no money, no power, no influence. So why is the government pushing this in such earnest? Why make him their patsy? They only took action when Mr. Byun had gone into hiding. As if things would fall apart if they were to catch him. And the lying snake catchers, they're suspicious too. I don't know who's lured them into making up lies about my father.
That's right. I swear, I've seen him with my own 2 eyes. Those snake catchers went into Body Forest, just like Old Man Mansu said. Also, snakes were moved to the Honorable Chue's house at the hour when ghosts are said to start haunting. And there was some sort of agreement between the Honorable Chue and the snake catchers. But, Captain, did I just hear you say father? It seems that you've warmed up a little, huh?
Don't waste my time with your nonsense in a situation like this. If you already knew that, why didn't you speak up earlier?
Who would believe someone like me who's got no connections here? It's not like we outnumbered the prosecutors, and we're not so close that I'd stick my neck out for you.
So who filed the petition to send our troops? If it wasn't the scholars, or Old Man Mansu?
I seriously have no clue. But it doesn't matter at this point. It's a calling from the heavens.
What do we do now?
Jason, I'll look for the butcher, Mr. Byun. You're aware of the tracking skills of Stripe Folk, aren't you? Why don't you and Dulce investigate the Honorable Chue family? There must be a reason why the snake catchers were dropping by so often.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. We broke one of the junk books there and there was a ledger inside. Something's definitely up with them. If both of us lead together, we might look suspicious, so I'll go first. Gee, I sure am hungry. Perhaps I'll pack a spoon and join the Honorable Chue's feast.
I'll get ready to interrogate Mr. Byun. When the job is done, let's meet at my father's house.
The Honorable Chue. He has the memory of an elephant. He recognized me from last time and kicked me out. What do we do now? I don't know. The Honorable Chue loves gambling, so I bet he knows every single game there is. The game you said. Is it something that can bring the entire family out to the yard? If not, I can't search his house. Hey, you! Come here for a second! The Honorable Chue.
Hey, buddy! Have you lost your hearing? I still have that bruise I got last time we met. Hey, what are you... Oh, gee, I got nothing to do with this.
Oh, and who might you be? And since when did the Honorable Chue home become a public recreation center? What? Did you say game? And you think you'll win? I guess you haven't heard about me, have you? I, Chue Nolbu, have never lost a game since childhood. Spinning tops, Yudnori, tug of war, you name it. I've never been outdone. And with this confidence, you're challenging such a peerless man. If you're planning some scheme, I'll have every bone in your body broken. All right, let's see what you've got. I'm ready whenever you are. All right, let's see what you've got. I'm ready whenever you are. I just lose? Noble doesn't lose. Fine. Consider it a warm-up. Let's go again. You call this a game? I haven't seen such a stupid game in all my life. Was anyone around? I, Nobu, played no game. You must have lost your minds. How dare you lowlifes dream of playing games with a young bun such as myself? Get out now, or you'll regret it! Get out!
Traveler, that was amazing! They were so absorbed that I managed to slip by. Okay, shall we take a look at what's written in the ledger? I ain't the strongest reader, so you take a look, Traveler. How about a round of yar with me next time, eh? But, who are those little facial sketches on the cards of? Oh, those people are, where you're from. Banana Nosu? I'll make sure to remember them. Okay, shall we take a look at what's written in the ledger? I ain't the strongest reader, so you take a look, Traveler. Looky there, they wrote it up in Hangul so people like me could read it too. Huh? The butcher Mr. Byun's name is on this list. Chungyoje. That's the name of the Hyungam's private residence. Oh no. Did all that profit from the snakes go straight into his pocket? This is getting complicated. Mr. Byun's gone, no? And they were trying to cover it up by blaming Old Man Monsu. They claim to be helping those poor folks who lost their homes to tiger attacks by hiring them as snake catchers. But in reality, they were exploiting them. Oh, where did I hear about that? Lady Yunhua told me about it. Anyway, I wonder if the Hyungam of the East knew about this. I'm sure he was just trying to help in the beginning, and the Hyungam was going behind the people's backs. Hold up. Wasn't it the Hyungam that gave the snake catchers exclusive hunting rights? Well, let's go back since we found something. We're at the mercy of God knows who if we get caught.
You found this in the Honorable Chui house? What is happening to this country? This will all come to an end soon. Captain Ahong found Mr. Byun and brought him back. You there! Speak the truth or else! What have you been up to?
It seems he covered up his scent by smothering rotten meat all over himself. That's how he was able to get away from the tigers and the Chungi.
See, Traveler? I told you. I said Mr. Byun stank to high heaven.
Please spare my life! I don't understand a single word you're saying!
This man here doesn't know to fear the heavens. Traveler, rid him of his foul odor. If you don't tell the truth, I will throw you into the tiger's den. The scent of your fresh flesh will surely excite the tigers in Changi. don't tell the truth, I will throw you...
I'll tell you everything! Everything I know, I swear! The reason why Sangun fainted at the ceremony was because I spiked the meat with an exotic liquor from across the ocean. They say if a tiger drinks such liquor, it gets dead drunk. So I mixed some of it into the pork. But as soon as Sangun fell to the ground, the skies grew dark, and strange black things poured out from the Tiger Palace. Oh, Dukshini?
So this was all about someone trying to steal the cub from Sangun? But who? Why would anybody do that?
I just did what I was told to do. Why would a Baekjong like me know anything?
Yeah, we know. So just tell us who put you up to this. If you don't tell us, you'll have to pay the price.
Please spare me. I really don't know anything. I have a wife and an elderly mother as well.
Family? How dare you talk about family? Do you even know how many households have been torn apart by tigers? You think you could blabber like that in front of Sangun? Take this guy and bring him to the Tiger Palace. We're heading there right now.
But, Captain, didn't the Yongam of the East tell you to wrap it up and head down? To forget about entering the Tiger Palace?
I never had any intentions of following his orders in the first place. I shall deal with Sangun once and for all. I kept my mouth shut, thinking they might just lock me up if I said anything. They can do whatever they want with me, but only after I'm done with Sangun. And it is inhumane to back down, after knowing the truth behind everything. I shall uncover their secret and make them pay for their sins of having deceived everyone.
A lady I met earlier told me that the bodies of those who died from tiger attacks were filling a pit with those in charge. I couldn't see any sign of sadness on any of their faces. Something is rotten in the province of Donghae.
Of course. I knew you'd understand. All right then. Let's retake the Tiger Palace! Today, you have gathered here to celebrate your hard work. And to return to your hometowns, as the Yongam has ordered. Although the tiger attacks continue to ravage the land, we must obey the orders of our superiors and disband. You all know that by the direct command of Warden E. Duxu, the highest authority in Donghae, entry to the Tiger Palace is forbidden. Disobeying his orders will undoubtedly have grave consequences. For his word is law and beyond reproach. But I know you've all heard the rumblings from in front of the government office. The daring voices of the people shouting at the Warden of Donghae. The voices of those who are willing to take the food off their family's table and give it to us so we can stand against the Tiger attacks. We are a unit that moves without the King's orders. With this great power comes great responsibility. So, how could we turn a blind eye to the desperate cries of our people? Are you going to ignore that duty?
No, sir! We know who we are!
That's right. We are the Tiger Slayers! And what do? We take down tigers! For what reason do we take them down?
To protect our families and neighbors!
That's right. Luckily, a few soldiers, including Captain Ahong, have agreed to join me in this journey. Therefore, I, Joe Tesu, will lead the charge! Who will follow my lead?
We will follow, sir!
Who will bring me Sangun's head?
I will, sir!
But it is a soldier's duty to obey. And so, as ordered, the Tiger Slayers will disband. Return to your hometowns, cultivate your land, and take care of your parents, wives, and children. From this moment forward, we are mere civilians. Dulce, Traveler, will you be my witnesses? So, any civilians looking to slay a tiger? Tiger Slayers, with me! And so we begin the hunt of the Tiger King, Sangun, starting now! What do you think?
Is this the Tiger Palace?
I can't feel Sangun's presence.
What could he be up to if he's not here? I guess he's off taking a break somewhere. However, if we offer you up as a sacrifice, I'm sure he'll be back in no time. Let's head in.
When I was young, my father said to me, Sunbeam warriors who proved their bravery and wisdom were rewarded greatly by Sangun in this palace. This is all in the past, but...
Long ago, over a setting sun, Bong Huang of Mount Ashi created this Tiger Palace. Spoke of appointing Sangun, the beast capable of swallowing the Night Stars, as the protector of Donghae Province. This is the last star of twilight from Mount Ashi. Therefore, Sangun has no choice but to answer the call.
Will you prove your wisdom or your courage? I am the ruler of the Tiger Palace of Tebek, Sangun! I'll make you regret ever setting foot in this place. How pathetic. You'll soon be torn apart by my teeth.
Captain! Hear me, Sangun! You can take anything you desire, but not him, my one and only.
Son. If it would silence your sorrowful heart, unleash your rage on me! Father! Now! We must go now! It's our only chance! Father!
Damn traitor! Now you can speak up! Whose fate did you seal?
I'm sorry!
You watched them all die! I'll be sure to throw your body to the tigers!
No! I don't want to become a Chongi! I will tell you the truth. It was the Yungam of the East and the Hyungam. My family was being held hostage. I had no choice.
They say that if you bring a tiger cub into your home, your family will carry that bad fortune for generations. Why would you do such a thing?
I don't know what else to tell you. I swear that's all I know. Oh, please, just spare my family.
I shall take care of the dead slayers. Can you arrange a funeral rite for my father?
Why did it have to be? I vow to take revenge for my poor grandson. I will not rest until my final day.
Thank you, everyone.
I'm sorry for your loss. We managed to take down the giant Chungi, but I had no idea how great Songun's sorrow truly was.
Tesu, stop the funeral! Your father is still alive, and he's with Sangun.
What did you say? Old lady, is that true?
Yes, but we don't have much time. They're both severely injured. So we have to make a decision.
All Songun wanted was his baby back. If we send the cub back to the palace, the tiger attacks will stop.
No. We don't have time for that. It's not just for my father's sake. There are also families of soldiers who lost their lives battling the Tiger attacks. Now is our only chance to take him down for good, and put a stop to these Tiger attacks once and for all!
I have no idea about the tiger cub. I swear on my worthless life. Dale Pierre? Will you spare my life if the case comes to an end?
How can you still try to make a bargain with us? We will butcher you alive if you don't tell us the truth right this moment!
Let me talk! I remembered something. After the day of the Grand Town ceremony, I met a couple of smugglers from Dale Pierre. I just met them to get the money I lent them. And I heard them say something about a tiger cub.
You've been doing some real dirty work. Now tell us, how can we meet those guys?
A few coins in the pocket of the Ebong might do the trick. Don't tell him I told you this.
How did it all come to this? Are you kidding me? Unraveling lie after lie, like rows of fish hung by a thread.
My apologies. I really needed the money.
According to my father's log, Sangun goes over to Nopsit Pass every day at dawn, and Sangun feasted on fresh dew and reddish grass. Plump sheep were fed to the cub.
I'll make straw dolls to liberate the Changi when Sangun's rage is no more.
I'll look for something to bribe the Ebong with. Will you bring some food for little Sangun, traveler?
What could have possibly brought me to this?
Why are you carrying a live sheep? That's suspicious. Get them! Oh, indeed. We officers are not paid, but we work hard nonetheless. Your hands are quite calloused, I see. Seems like you're loading it on that foreign ship. Go before anyone notices. You have permission to pass.
I was afraid we came all the way here for nothing. I thought we might not be able to pass. Yes, of course. I squeezed all the info on the smugglers out of the butcher, Mr. Byun. You really look like you belong here now, seeing as you were able to get here without much trouble, traveler.
Long time no see, Mr. Kim. You're not with those no-good smugglers, are you?
No way, no how. What brings you here, Princess?
As you can see, we're trying to get some information out of them. Do you know what happens to those who get on the wrong side of us, Dokebi? We shall record your crimes in the annals of our history. Then you shall forever be punished by us, generation after generation.
Please forgive us for our crimes. We shall tell you of all our sins, Princess.
What's all this commotion about? Hey, Princess, we need a word with them as well.
You, Mr. Kims, do you realize what reckless deed you've done? How could you even think of smuggling little Sangoon?
I wasn't sure before, but I'm glad you're here now. Thank you for all you're doing, Princess.
While I give these lowly beings a good scare, bring me whatever they threw into the sea. The forest cabby told me that a Pungmul troop passed by Sumul. Yes, the Pungmul troop were told to move little Sangoon from Nampo all the way here to Dalet Pier.
Why was it the Pungmul troop who were asked? Wait, that can't be. To fool the Dokebi by hiding the roars of a tiger with the sound of music.
Oh, Mr. Kim, there's more. They even tried to sell little Sangoon to a foreign ship, though they failed. Ha! What were you trying to hide and why? Mr. Kim, will you take a look at what I asked of you before? Ha! What were you trying to hide and why? Mr. Kim, will you take a look at what I asked of you before? Shake-a-too? What kind of awful name is that? Is this truly the name of the man who wanted to buy little Sangoon?
That seal. Idoksu. The Yongam of the East? Did he finally go mad? Why would he do such a thing?
Yongam of the East? That Mr. Yi who lives in that big house? Why would he even try to make money off of little Sangoon?
Yongam again, eh? Getting real tired of hearing that name. Where's little Sangoon then?
Mr. Kim, tell me the truth now. Where did you hide little Sangoon? Do you need me to hit you with a stick to come to your senses?
My apologies. Stone Island in Body Forest.
Isn't that where old lady Bitagongduk kept all the ghosts? Why is little Sangun there?
The umbral energy must have suppressed its cries. How cruel of you! Would you keep your child there? We'll take care of them while you go rescue little Sangoon. A living creature amongst the wandering, lonely ghosts. The spirits will not easily let go of the living.
No matter how many times I come here, it gives me goosebumps. Do you think that little Sangoon is really here? Aw, little Sangoon.
Please, Sangoon, forgive the foolishness of our people and subdue your anger. Sangoon has forgiven us. Have straw dolls coated in boar fat delivered to every Changi to free them from their servitude and cleanse them of their resentment once and for all. Great majesty stretching upward toward the sky, Tebek rising for eternity. Take from our land this parent in anguish, whose terrible grief has burdened their souls. Let now our people be freed from their pain to live their lives in tranquil peace. Aye-Elsa! Aye-Elsa!
Anyways, what a relief that tiger attack is over. But where do you think that Tiger Palace artifact that Lady Yunhua asked us to find could be? I've looked everywhere for the relic, but no luck. Wait a minute. What happened to Old Man Monsu? Do you think they made up? I wonder what they're talking about.
You think I'm lying? Oh, ho, ho, ho. I see it written all over your face. Go and have a look over there. He's alive and kicking.
Thank the heavens. I thought Sangun ate him. You think they made up? I wonder what they're talking about.
Father, why did you just stay back and watch? I couldn't see you anywhere, so I thought I was too late.
No matter what were to happen, Sangun told me not to try and change his fate. Just wait and see what happens, he said. So I accepted things as they were, rather than remaining my stubborn old self. Anyway, it's nice to see you remember how to say father. I thought you had forgotten that word. You were such a disobedient little whelp. It was a relief when you finally left home. My chronic illness is all cleared up the moment you step foot out that door.
Are you? Really? Now is not the time for humor, Father. I thought Sangun hurt you.
Sangun used to say that after a decade, as the rivers and mountains change, so too do one's body and mind. And a legendary beast like himself is no different. He is the guardian of the people. But a guardian serves no purpose if there is no one to protect. Tesu, when your mom died, it was an incident. So, the truth is...
It doesn't matter. You're alive. You can tell me how you almost died some other time. Hey! What are you doing over there? Come join us. That sound. Come to think of it. How did you escape from the government office?
Criminals Jomansu and Jotesu, listen! You have fled from the law and what's more, entered the Forbidden Tiger Palace!
Tebek! The Tiger Palace are beyond your jurisdiction.
Excuse me? Beyond my what? Do you dare speak such presumptions to the Hyangam of Dalbol?
That's right. With the way things have turned out, I have nothing left to fear. Today, I, Jomansu, will finally speak the truth.
Father! This old man is senile. What truth does he speak of?
I will tell you the real reason Sangun was so angry. The Adukshini! Every Sangun has kept the ruins sealed throughout their reign. But you fools unsealed them! So now, Adukshini are running wild throughout our entire homeland!
What is this nonsense? Soldiers, what are you waiting for? Arrest these criminals!
Listen, it's not like we were after little Sangun from the start, but we had no choice if we wanted to survive.
It's about time you finally decide to speak the truth, Youngam. Sangun had the power to fend off the Urdukshinni.
Damn it! Damn it! Curse my foul fortunes! Why wasn't I born into a life of better circumstances?
So you made Old Lady Bitagongduk and Sangun faint at the Grand Town ceremony. And what were you trying to do at an empty tiger palace?
Don't you already know? The relic sealed within the Tiger Palace. Knocking Sangun out was all for the sake of getting my hands on it. But as soon as I tried taking the relic out, the Urdukshinni appeared. I was in a panic. I thought they all had disappeared 50 years ago. Wait a minute. You're the ones I drank with that day. You acted worried about me. But that was all just a ruse. Such wicked filth.
We never made an alliance. What is this talk of betrayal? You want wicked? Take a look in the mirror, pal. Sangun has the power to defeat all the Urdukshinni. And you kidnapped young Sangun but tried to sell him when things went south.
Yes, that was indeed my intent. So what? Are you going to kill me?
You're provoking us? Now? Are you still trying to play the villain? Think we're foolish enough to kill the king's delegate and be accused of treason? That's right. Your Majesty, we never even dreamed of committing treason against the king or the royal court. We just caused a revolt to shed light on the corruption and atrocity of Jong Ik-sun, the Hyungam of Dalbo. It's hard to count all the charges, so please, take your time and check them one by one.
What? What did you say? How dare you? Who the hell are you?
Huh? I'm Dulce from Hanji County. Y'all know me, right? Anything I said sound like a lie to you?
Nope. He's absolutely right.
Yeah, he is right.
You insolent! The Youngam of the East will hear about this! I don't know where it is, but if you release me now, I'll speak with the Youngam.
Huh, you wish? Is that how you're trying to escape? Well, no thank you. We already know who your accomplice is. Poor Youngam. To have this guy working under him. But it seems like we can rule out the relic being in the Tiger Palace.
Did you just mock me?
No wonder I didn't see anything that looked like a relic within the palace. What should we do now? We worked so hard to track it down. Wait, so Lady Yunhua had no idea where the relic was when she asked us to find it for her?
So, this is why my ears were burning on my way up the mountain. To think I'd find you here bad-mouthing me, Dulce.
Huh? Oh, Lady Yunhua, speak of the devil.
Dulce, adventurer. Oh, though it's traveler now, isn't it? Long time no see. I knew you two would get along marvelously. I knew that when you got everything taken care of, you'd end up here. And see? My intuition is never wrong.
But what's the point of gathering that energy for the orb? The relic was stolen. I put my faith in you, my lady.
Watch your tone, Dulce. But is it true that there is no relic in the Tiger Palace? Well, that's an unexpected turn. Then who stole the relic?
You're not gonna believe this, but it was the Yungam of the East. Zhang Yixun here, the Yungam of Dalbol, has confessed... Huh? Hey! Where's the Yungam? What the hell were you guys doing?
How do you expect us to detain a Yangban? If they want to leave, they leave.
Hey, Dulce. No matter how unfair this is, if you step out of line again, I'll have your legs broken.
No, I mean... Jeez, this is so unfair. I'm at a loss. Oh, I got it. We should go visit Miss Myo.
Judging from Dulce's reaction, seems like you guys had some fun while I was away.
What on earth hippity happened? You look so down, Dulce. Yup.
Miss Myo, please hear me out. This is so unfair. I've really given it my all.
Oh, the world is riddled with all kinds of unfairness, Milp. But I also make sure to always give it my all. So, what happened?
I may or may not have wildly offended our dear Hyungam. And though he's fled, I've no idea when he'll be back to take his revenge.
What do you mean, Milp? What do you mean? What kind of troubles have you gotten into, Milp? But who is this lady, Milp? Hey now, you can't just invite everyone in here like it's your home.
You're pretty spirited. I am Yunhua from Hwasun Valley.
Hwasun Valley? Oh, I've been there once. Meihua flowers are in full... Wait, what did you say your name was?
That's not important. You know, back in Hanji, they say there's no one half as righteous as old Dulce. The Traveler and I turned over every stone in Donghae, and look here. We've got evidence in spades.
What's all this, Milp? Why are you showing this to me? Being in exile is enough, Milp! Do you want me to get sentenced to death?
Come on, you've got one foot in the grave already, if you know what I mean. Besides, the Traveler and I are powerless to do anything about this on our own. But if we join forces with all the people we've met in Donghae, we might just stand a chance.
Huh. How did such a low-born man learn to speak so eloquently? Okay. Miss Myo of Byuk County is all ears, Milp.
When I investigated the Dongsan tree for Body's will, I found evidence of the Yungam coercing Body with her own skin. It's evidence that shows that if the Yungam of the East didn't like someone, he made Body lure them with her beauty and then place a curse upon them. But then he tried to force her to harm the old Beauty Gongduk couple who raised her. This was something she could not do, and so she chose death instead.
Oh, so you mean Body became a Mudang wraith as punishment for the curses that she placed before she committed suicide, Milp?
Mihyun seems really cold on the outside, but she cares deeply for those in need. And she's always given them aid ever since she was young. It was all thanks to Mihyun's fox orb that the plague had ceased spreading and disappeared from Dalbol. When the fox hunters of the centipede market heard the rumor and came rushing, the Hyungam, ignorant of Mihyun's kindness, mobilized troops for the fox hunters. That's when Mihyun's older sister got hunted and died. Mihyun was furious and plotted her revenge. There's also evidence that the Hyungam ordered his minions to infiltrate the Honglin base and kill her.
So, Honglin Base is no longer home to the Fox Goddess's followers, but is crawling with Jang Ik-soon's goons, Milp. Government officials should take care of the people whose taxes feed and clothe them. How could they go around like gangs in the marketplace and rob them instead?
Maywolf Nope said pretty often, right, Miss Myo? Would you believe she's the woman who became a Songakshi? Beautiful Maywolf caught the eye of the Yongam of the East, but she remained faithful to her fiancé, rejecting the Yongam's advances. This didn't deter the Yongam of the East, who went about investigating the fiancé and used the betrothed's past service as a tiger slayer to send him to Bumbawi Valley. The fiancé died, all according to the Yongam's plan. He once again propositioned Maywolf, who fled, died with a heart full of resentment, and became a Songakshi.
Jeez, to think he used the king's power to harass young women. This is unflopping believable, Nyup!
You know how the Dokebi really lacked Mr. Kim's? Well, the Hyungam and Yongam deceived the Dokebi king. Duokshini lent the chief of Sukmo village the Kebi bat, but the chief was murdered in Moodle village and the bat disappeared. I thought the Dokebi were just suddenly harassing humans for no reason. But Duokshini's rage, Sukmo's destruction, it's all because of this. The Kebi bat was being held in the Donghae government office as the Yongam's bargaining chip against Duokshini. If you want to protect the Mr. Kims, make me an army, he threatened. So that explains all the sudden soldier Kebi.
Ugh, what a pair! The Yongam and the Hyungam, I smell a conspiracy. Dokebi have feelings just like all other creatures. This is insane, Milp!
There's a gold mine in Gogun Plateau that people rarely went to, and the Hyungam lured poor folk there to develop the mine illegally, and then an earthquake happened and the poor laborers died. Old Granny Birth pitied them, so they were reborn as golden pigs. Despite lacking memories of their past life, they used their poverty-sniffing senses to help those in need. Giving out gold to people was what became their undoing. So anyone who received a bit of gold ended up in jail. And the golden pigs were set upon because rumors spread that they eat humans. We checked the foreign ship after seeing the Ebong and Hyungam whispering to each other. Seems like the Hyungam and even the Yongam are getting bribed.
Oh, no. Wait, stop it, Milp! It's hard for my old ears to digest all this information at once.
Oh, but I've barely scratched the surface. Should we take a break? Now to think of it, talking so much really worked up an appetite.
Yes, a quick breather would be much appreciated. This guy, Dose, just has so much energy, Milp.
But why is Lady Yonhua not saying anything? I thought you'd be mad. What, are you daydreaming?
Huh? Oh, I'm listening. Hunger makes it hard to focus.
Come on now, people, it's like I've been saying. I can't change the world all by myself. But if we can all rally together, we'll surely be invincible. So keep listening till the end. I've got a brilliant plan to tell you. You know the Bamboo Legion? Those soldiers made of bamboo that always showed up when the world was in peril? Well, that same Bamboo Legion showed up with spears saying this world is rotten, and it's best to end it to bring about a new era. Seems like people were screaming out their sorrows to the steel that the Bamboo Legion were enshrined in at Chimney Forest. Sure, they shouldn't have been doing that, but in the face of such constant hardships, I can empathize. Can't blame the Bamboo Legion for being awoken by those terrible screams, neither.
Recently, taxes and forced labor have been on the rise, Milp. So I have seen a lot of people suffering.
In the past, the Goun Plateau was a communal farming area. But one day, the Honorable Chue suddenly claimed up all the land. The people who had been living there were kicked out overnight, and it became a labor camp for criminals accused of accepting bribes from the Golden Pigs. While the Hyungam was hunting water deer there, he tried to cover up a run-in with the youngest son of one so-called criminal, and whoever knew the truth should have spoken up instead of simply sweeping it under the rug. This led to the child's mother taking her own life and becoming a vengeful Gusensei. When investigating how the Honorable Chue got a hold of that land, we discovered there had been a time when the government ordered unowned land to be registered as farmland. Somehow, word of this reached his ears, and he snatched up the land lickety-split, before the official registration period even started.
He probably bribed someone to hop on the policy information. It's floppin' obvious. It must have been the Dalbro office that issued the registration, yup.
There was this guy called Deho, whose entire family suffered from tiger attacks. It all started when his younger brother Desuk tried to sell little Sangun. He was attacked by tigers while on his way to a foreign trader. But the fact that little Sangun was outside the Tiger Palace was already suspicious, don't you think? Anyway, the tiger attacks were so bad that the scholars of Byoke Island endlessly petitioned for striped folk tiger slayers to be called in. But our dear Youngum and Hyungum ignored those pleas until the striped folk tiger slayers were finally dispatched somehow, no thanks to our lordships. Also, there's a rumor that eating the snake from the blessed waterfall of Tebek would protect you from tiger attacks, so the price of those snakes skyrocketed. As it turned out, the snake catchers were hired by the Youngum, and only the Chue family was allowed to supply snakes. That money went straight into the Hyungum's pockets.
So they made money by taking advantage of people's fear of the tiger attacks, Milp? And the tiger attacks started because someone stole little Sangun?
Yeah, it's hard to believe. The Hyungum admitted it. He threatened Mr. Byun the Butcher and forced him to serve some strange liquor to Sangun. Their plan was for Sangun to get drunk on that liquor and then steal artifacts from the palace. But then things got out of hand and the Odukshini ended up getting loose. And then the Youngum and the Hyungum took little Sangun as leverage and tried to sell him across the sea. Can you believe that? Sangun has every right to be angry, doesn't he? If it wasn't for the striped folk tiger slayers dispatch, everyone would have died from the tiger attacks. Is this what officials should do? Tell me, Miss Myo.
It's impossible for a person to do such things, even if they were possessed by an evil spirit. Surely, the Youngum and the Hyungum have their own ulterior motives. Of course, the Youngum's political ambition is nothing new, Myeop. However, being a local official and advancing to the central government are two different matters. That clever Youngum could not have forgotten his roots, Myeop. And if his intention was just to secure a secret fund, he caused far too much trouble. Though he may not have been entirely virtuous, he has clawed his way into a position beyond his birth with sheer ability, led the Donghae province with integrity, and was praised for it, Myeop.
Right? Even a lowborn like me knows the name Idoksu. He's an officer that was renowned in every corner of these lands.
He wouldn't have caused such suffering among the people without a strong motive and substantial rewards, Myeop. The flow of money is blinding us, Myeop. We need to figure out his true motives before it's too floppin' late. All the evidence of tyranny has been gathered, and I will lend my strength. Even though I'm in exile, I'll gladly risk getting buried in a foreign land if it means doing what's right for this country, Myeop.
Yeah, right you are, Miss Myo. We should just sit tight until we get an answer from the capital.
But hasn't the Hyungum already caught on and run off? That means all that evidence could be destroyed at this very moment. Don't say, you fool. We have the Traveler with us now. Let us send them ahead to subdue the Youngum of the East first.
Huh? Did you forget that he whooped us before running off last time? The Youngum is not an ordinary old man, he's a beast. And if we miss our chance this time, it's all over. We have to get it right the first time. I'll gather people quick, so wait quietly, okay?
What on earth hippity-happened? You look so down, Dorse.
But we've got so many folks willing to help fight for our cause. There's Tebek troops and the Dokgebi as well. And if we get old lady Beauty Gongduk to help us, all the villagers will join us too.
That's true. But we don't have much time. When daylight comes, you gotta run like your feet are on fire, Myeop! What on earth hippity-hoppity?
Dose?
Yes, my lady?
Why would you make things harder?
Huh?
I don't think you understand the situation. Time is truly of the essence. If things go wrong, even the innocent could be accused. Why bother bringing a paring knife when you've already got a cleaver?
My lady, as a noble, you must know.
What must I know?
You have to go through procedures for national affairs. You know, something bad always happens when you're in a rush.
Think you can handle it? It's your first time doing this, right?
Of course I can. Don't underestimate me, my lady. Oh, man, this is stressing me out. I'm sorry, Traveler. Anyway, I'll go with the safe and sure way. I'll handle the details, so make yourself a cup of honey tea and relax. Then I'll go to sleep first. I have to wake up early, so don't bother me. Ah! Hey, Traveler! My lady! We are in trouble! Big trouble!
Oh, it's so early. Did you wet the bed or something? You what? You what?
I woke up late! Oh no, I should have been up at the crack of dawn to gather our forces. Oh. They say old folks don't need much sleep, so why is Miss Mio still snoozing? I told her to wake me up.
You brat! Do I look like your flopping mother or something, Milp? It's been a while since I've had good honey tea and got a good night's sleep thanks to it.
Gotta teach that corrupt Educt Sue a lesson. This won't do. What should we do now? It's hopeless. Lady Yodwa, please help. Let's split up and gather people. Hurry!
Oh, that dimwit. Seriously? Traveler, you have to buy us some time. Can you do it?
Take this jade orb with you. It'll help hold back the Yungam's power. Hold out there just for a moment, Traveler. We'll gather people and follow you right away.
My name is Shin. My children have all grown up and gone off to the capital. I shed no tears, for that is the duty of to be the light that...
Nice to dear. Name the Baron Kure.
The liquor in the golden jar is the blood of 1,000 people. The meat on the jade plate is the fat of 10,000. Did you come here to recite such a poem? Sadly, I live a humble, honest life, and Donghae is a land of abundance. Who would believe you if you tried to punish me in this land? That dull-witted Chang Ik-sun came late at night, a diligent servant indeed. Yet you, the sharp-witted one, came long after daybreak. Truly lazy, aren't you? And you have the audacity to face me, Lee Dok-su, alone! This time I will take your head and hang it up for all to see! I, Lee Dok-su, Warden of Donghae, shall now execute you! You dare to push me this far? I admire your tenacity. You dare to push me this far? I admire your tenacity. Strange that you, who once couldn't withstand even a single attack, now have me cornered. Does your power come from those who resent me? No, it's absurd. Well, no matter. Using my power so soon feels a bit wasteful. But disposing of you is my top priority. ascend the seat of power and usher in a reign of peace. Small sacrifices are necessary for such a grand purpose.
Your adoption here too now belongs to me. The seat of power was right in front of me.
Ah, it is just as his lordship had foretold. You. Everywhere I go, it's traveler this, traveler that. A day hasn't gone by where I haven't heard of the ruckus you've caused. Your vile wanderlust has foiled all of our intricate plans. But now, you lie beneath me, unconscious and vulnerable. I shall put an end, pathetic worm, to your wretched fate. Lordship, on your order.
Such determination and skill. What you could have accomplished as my servant. Execute them.
Yes, my lord. As you command.
Royal Inspector, on the scene!
Hear me, criminals Yi Duk-su and Jong Ik-sun. You have embezzled from our sacred treasury and threatened the safety of our good people. I am Royal Inspector Yi Mong-leong. Your office has been seized, and you will be sent to the capital under my custody. It is the king's will and my rope that binds you. Traveler, did I not promise my return? Yi Dok-su, Warden of Donghae. You are well aware of your criminal acts.
Yet you pretend to be blind to the lives that have improved under my rule.
With my own eyes and ears, I witnessed the pain and agony our people have endured. You dare try to deceive the King's Royal Inspector?
Fool! Your utopian ideals are the purest form of naivety. A politician's duty is to balance the scales of profit and sacrifice.
Heresy! How can a protector of the people pursue such twisted ideals?
Carefully balancing my purpose with the people's welfare. My choices have always been decidedly the most optimal ones.
So, your optimal choice was to provoke tiger attacks?
A small price to pay for a great cause! But now you've ruined it all!
Even though the people of Donghae enjoyed a short-lived peace, you are anything but a benevolent ruler.
I did everything for the one I serve.
So there are greater forces behind your foul acts? O great morning's heir, I, Inspector Yi Mong-leong, humbly witness your grace.
Yep, thanks for your work. I mean, well done.
Your Highness?
I am sorry, my dear Inspector. I never told you what this orb was really for. This is no mere key, but a relic of the Tiger Palace and the forbidden legacy of Tebek. Brewing conflict between the Traveler and the Yungam was certainly not an easy task. This Odukshini has resonated with your special black spirit, enough to regain its full power. It would have been most ideal if it happened the first time you met, but back then, the difference in power was far too great.
Your Highness, congratulations. Now you finally recognize my...
Let there be no misunderstanding, Traveler. Don't be so harsh as to call my actions betrayal. I merely withheld some information in order to perfect my grand plan. Have I not told you once before about my troubles? I have a dreadfully ill brother, one I love as my own son. Now, I finally have the power to save my king. traveler. Mongyong. Even you, Doksu and Iksu. I shall forever be in your debt.
Your Highness, please, what is the meaning of all this? What in the world is going on? Please explain what's happening! My lady! Your Highness! Are you all right? It's me, Dose.
Hey, stop loafing around and get up.
You look as white as a sheet. Still hazy, are you? You slept like the dead. Look. The light of a new morning. Come and join me whenever you're ready.
Did you even see those eyes? Nothing but determination in them. How can they be the eyes of a criminal? Oh, are you the Royal Inspector's friend? He was waiting ages for you. Until hunger overtook him and he decided to grab a meal down at the marketplace. But we don't have all day. We gotta leave soon if we want to arrive at the capital in time. Yes, sir. The inspector has to go report to the king about what happened. They gotta bring justice to those two corrupt officials. But he insisted on meeting you before he leaves. So hurry up and go fetch him for me.
Oh, it's you. May I ask you to take a look at this? So, what do you think?
It's a gift from my beloved back in Seoul.
Is it too out of touch? Maybe I'll get something else. Is something troubling you? Ah, is it the Moodle Village murder case you were the suspect of? That was also revealed to be the Yongam's doing, under the Odukshi's influence. No need for you to worry. And I apologize for being late to the fight. Remember the honey tea we had at Miss Myo's? We found traces of sleep-inducing poison in our cups. It was part of Her Highness's plan to make you face the Yongam of the East alone. Sorry for hiding my true identity for so long. Royal inspectors are supposed to remain undercover until the very last moment, for dramatic effect. We found several letters at the office, correspondence between Her Highness and the Yongam of the East.
She ordered the Yongam to throw the Tiger Palace into chaos, promising him the position of Chief Prime Minister in return.
While in pursuit of the forbidden legacy of Tebek, the Yongam became possessed by the Odukshini and began going to extreme lengths to fulfill his ideals, pursuing inhuman courses of action without a shred of remorse.
Thanks to that, we unwittingly helped awaken Dark Bonghua. But we also managed to save the lives of countless people, so I have no regrets.
Speaking of, I have something to show you. An artist drew our little moment at the Donghae office on this scroll. I would like you to have it as a gift. Royal Inspector, on the scene! Hear me, criminals Lee Duk-soo and Jang Ik-sun. You have embezzled from our sacred treasury and threatened the safety of our good people. I am Royal Inspector Lee Mong-leong. Your office has been seized, and you will be sent to the capital under my custody. It is the king's will and my rope that binds you. even more handsome than I thought.
We found several letters at the office, correspondence between Her Highness and the Yongan of the East. She ordered the Yongan to throw the Tiger Palace into chaos, promising him the position of Chief Prime Minister in return. While in pursuit of the forbidden legacy of Tebet, the Yongan became possessed by the Odukshini and began going to extreme lengths to fulfill his ideals, pursuing inhuman courses of action without a shred of remorse. Thanks to that, we unwittingly helped awaken Dark Bonghua. But we also managed to save the lives of countless people, so I have no regrets. Care to take a walk? I assume that Lady Yonhua, I mean Her Highness, is headed to Mount Ashi to awaken Bonghuan. The Yongam's Odukshini is at its full potential. She plans to use Dark Bonghuang's powers to get His Majesty back on his feet. It is most likely that to Her Highness, Dark Bonghuang was her last and only hope. For the sake of her little brother, that is. But the people of Donghae Province, they are the true victims. I suppose that, with this, I've repaid the debt of my life to Her Highness. And have I not made myself a good friend along the way? I must head to the capital now. Farewell for now, but I'll return very soon. Please take care of this land until then. The land of the morning light is still brimming with stories yet to be told.